welcome to the premiere episode of Twitch After Dark. I'm your host, the ambiguously gay Lord of Hell himself, Legion! As you can see at the bottom of your screen, this is the live advice column web show from Hell, where you, the users, send in your questions via Facebook, Twitter, Sarah, carrier pigeon, smoke signals, or unholy prayers, to have them answered live on this broadcast. For our first episode, we've got a good cross-section of questions here, and we're just going to dive right in. Our first question says, Dear Legion, what are some creative ways to get the point across to quote-unquote nice guys who won't take no for an answer? I've always found the best way to get the point across is with something pointy. Whether it's the horns on your head or the stiletto you keep in your purse, 2 or 3 quick sticks and they get the point. Next question. My devoutly Catholic husband found my pagan altar in my closet. What do I do? I feel like the answer to this is really obvious. Carve his heart from his chest. Burn it in the bowl on the altar. There is no other way. Third question. Dear Legion, what do you consider an ideal date, either first or in an established thing? Well, ideal date. Well, I suppose, given how married to work I am, and, where I am, but it'd be nice to get away from it for a while. Maybe, I don't know, a nice day out on a lake that isn't made of fire. Maybe a picnic where you're not eating the souls of the damned. Even just a nice egg salad. Just something out of the norm. Something to get me away from all of this. I think that would be nice. Next question. This one comes to us from Smoothwood on Twitter. And she asks, Hey Legion, who was your first man crush? Well, I've been down here for a pretty long time. And my first man crush was the almighty one, Lucifer. You know, he was God's favorite, so he was very beautiful. But you spend a long enough time down here, and you'll find that constant exposure to lakes of fire and molten rock leave you with a dry, scaly, red complexion, and you start to lose your hair. Well, millennia down here really does a number on the physiology, and, look at me. I wasn't always this devilishly handsome. Now, Lucifer looks like one of the rest of us, and, well, I'm not attracted to men who look like me. Next question. Before I go to hell, I'd like to know what the dating scene is like down there. Are there any nice places to take a date down there? What's the nightlife like? Is there sushi? For starters, yes, there is sushi, but it is all the wrong parts of a blowfish all the time. The nightlife is interesting because it's never dark unless that's, like, how you're being punished. It's never total dark because of all of the fire. But if you're being punished for something where we're putting you in a dark place, that's where there's darkness. But, people live and work here like any place else. There are bars and clubs and, I don't know, social gathering place. I don't get out much. The dating scene is interesting because think of all of the things that you like and how many of them will probably get you sent here. Now, think of all of the people historically who also like those things. They're already here. So, there's a pretty diverse dating pool, but it doesn't often work out the way you'd like it to. Example, prime example, Nikola Tesla, been here forever. Turns out, God, not a big fan of the sciences. Not a fan. Nikola Tesla down here for like 100 years now, and devilishly handsome man, very charming, very intelligent. Women folk love him. Men love him. Men want to be him. Women want him to be inside of them. He's very popular, but he's borderline asexual. Man has a bizarre obsession with pigeons. And you would think hell would be full of pigeons. You'd be wrong. There are no pigeons. I don't know why. But the closest analog we have to pigeons are these big, leathery skinned, flying beasts. They shit magma. It's terrifying. And he doesn't find them sexually attractive. So he hasn't got his pigeons, and he won't date people. And it just leaves everyone feeling unsatisfied and awkward. But, all of the great historical characters are down here. The Marquis de Sade is very popular down here. So yes, there's plenty of options for dating. Next question. Dear Legion, my roommate informed me that her weed stash is in fact not communal. I said that since she eats my food after smoking, it should be. She moved the stash and won't tell me where, but continues to take my snacks. What do I do? Well, if she thinks it's okay to eat your snacks, but not share her ganja, I suppose the only option is to set her on fire. Because if she's such a fan of smoking, she should be smoking from her flesh. Next question. Dear Legion, the Mormons are at my door. There are drugs and naked women everywhere. What do I do? I say, open the door. Those repressed young men, on their 2-year tour of duty to God and country, not allowed books, magazines, newspapers, telephones, unsupervised internet access, never alone, never allowed near a woman, not allowed to have coffee. Good Christ, that sounds miserable. Invite them in, share your drugs and naked women. They'll thank you for it later, I promise. And I'll meet my quota. These next two questions come from Sahara Rababa. The first one says, Dear Legion, I feel bad for the way I treated you, and I wish I could go back and do things differently. Well, anonymous user, I don't know who you are. But there is no law that says you can't go and do things differently in the future. You may not be able to travel through time, but It's never too late to apologize. It's never too late to start making up for the wrongs you've done. It's never too late to unburn some churches. Unless you literally burned a church, in which case it's probably gone. But, you know, whether it's approaching me and apologizing and rekindling an old friendship, or just trying to be a better person in the future to the other people you meet, it's never too late to do better and try again. Next question is also from Sahura. Dear Legion, is it normal for a poly person to be the only poly one in a relationship? My guy says he's poly, but he doesn't want me with anyone else. I think he just uses the term poly to not commit or to condone his inability to be faithful. I'm ready to leave him. What would you do? Well, I was not expecting serious questions. But we will answer this as honestly as possible. Every poly relationship is different. Every polycule functions differently. Everyone has different rules and boundaries. However, this does not sound to me like polyamory. Polyamory does not mean your partner gets to dictate, oh, well, I get to fuck the holes of other beings and date them, but you, oh, your holes are inviolate and only I might penetrate them. Or conversely, you can't say, oh, I will be penetrated by whoever I like, but you can do no penetrating of any kind. You see, polyamory is about love and trust and open and honest communication, and it's about finding a dynamic that works for both of you. And it sounds as though your partner is only concerned about a dynamic that works for him. You need to voice your concerns to this partner and say, hey, fuckface, this isn't cool. Say, I want to get penetrated, or do some penetrating. I want to be taken on fancy dates. Tell him that there needs to be communication and some rules and boundaries set so that both of you are getting what you need from the relationship with each other and with other partners. Make sure that you are also being fulfilled. Because if your partner is just running around fucking people all willy-nilly and you are stuck home with a Hitachi wand, well, that's just not fair. Unless that's what you want. If that's what you want, then do that. No one can tell you that you have to fuck other people just because your partner is poly. I know married couples where one partner is polyamorous and the other is not, and the one partner they date and they have sex and do their thing, but they still hold it the fuck down at home. And then the other partner, they don't date or fuck other people, and they're perfectly content and fulfilled, because the other partner is still holding it down. So, you know, talk to your partner, voice how you feel, and if they disregard it, kill them, or end the relationship and find a healthier dynamic to be a part of. Next question. Dear Legion, my anxiety makes me believe that my friends don't actually like me, but I'm too nervous to say anything about it because it might be true. What should I do? Well, I know when I'm feeling, you know, a little less than fresh, it helps me to remind myself that I am a lord of hell. And I don't care if anyone likes me. I'm 8'7" and 632 pounds of twisted steel and hellish sex appeal. And if they don't like it, they can fuck off. You don't need friends like that. If they don't really like you, they don't deserve your friendship. And if you feel like your friends are only friends with you because they're using you or taking advantage of you or there's something that they can get from you, stop giving them those things. Make sure that they're giving to the relationship as much as you are, and if they're not, then end it. End it immediately. Push them off a building. A tall one. Do not waste your time and your energies on frivolous relationships. If your life is not enriched by their presence in your life, then they don't have a place in it. And it's time to get rid of them. You can't waste your time on people who aren't deserving of your time. Next question. Dear Legion, I've been thinking of trying anal for the first time, but I'm really nervous about the risks involved. Do you have any tips or suggestions? You may not know this about me, but I'm, on occasion, known to enjoy some butt stuff. So, what follows are Legion's tips for successful butt stuffing. First things first, hygiene is most important. Not just a shower, you gotta get real deep in there. Get yourself an anal douche or an enema kit of some kind, and before you're going to have anal sex, get it real deep in there with just warm water. Nothing too hot. You don't want to burn things, and don't use soap. Just hot water. Get it right up in there and just sluice it out a bit. Power wash it like the side of an old garage. Make sure there's nothing in there. Additionally, if you're concerned about poop dick, there are some things you can do to mitigate the risks. Many people don't realize this. There's typically not any feces in the lower part of the colon right inside of the butthole. It doesn't store there. It shows up there right when it needs to come out. And like a little bit before. So, if you don't have to poop, there shouldn't be a bunch of poop right there. If you do have to poop, make sure you poop. And then power wash your butthole. And you can also mitigate the risk by not eating for a few hours in advance. Because if you haven't recently digested food, there's less of a chance of poop. I think that covers the hygiene aspects of things. But, the practical application of things, I would say, lots of lube. You can never use too much lube if it's your first time. Be relaxed, have a drink, smoke a bowl. You don't want to tense the muscles up. You want to be relaxed. Let things happen naturally. Like a miscarriage. Don't force it. Let's see. Make him take his time. Tell him to eat your ass first. Start with a finger. Work up to 2 fingers, maybe a small toy, then a medium toy. Then, and only then, take the cock. Prepare yourself. Don't tense. But prepare yourself for pressure. It should not hurt, but you may experience mild discomfort as you become familiar with the sensation of being invaded rectally. Once he is past the crown, make him stop. Wait, let you adjust. Once you've adjusted and are ready for him to proceed, allow him to insert the rest of the way. And then wait, adjust, get used to it. Then start slow and build your way up to more intense speed and pressure and pounding. If at any point you're uncomfortable or don't want to continue, make sure you've prearranged a safe word that he will respect and stop. You should of course be doing this with someone you trust, not some random man you met at a gas station bathroom. But, I digress. The most important thing is to have fun. It's your body. It's your butthole. It should feel good. You want to make your partner feel good. If you're not having fun, they're not having fun. So just relax. Oh, also, when he starts to press in and it gets right to the sphincter region, right where the crown is trying to stretch the muscle at its most, just give a little push like you're trying to Duke, and that'll help open the muscle so that he can slide right in. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Next question. Dear Legion, lately I've had thoughts of piercing my nipples to distract me from how unattractive I found my breasts. Find my breasts. Do you think this will help me? Well, nipple piercings can be an attractive adornment to anybody. But in my experience, all breasts are nice breasts. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. Boobs are good. Perky ones, floppy ones, old ones, youthful but still of legal age in your municipality ones. Boobs are good. If you're feeling insecure about your boobs, maybe express that to a partner so that they can remind you how much they like your boobs and help restore your confidence. Maybe just play with them some more. Take sexually provocative pictures that make you feel attractive. You don't necessarily have to show them to anyone. Maybe you just want to take them for yourself. Maybe you want to share them with a partner. Maybe you want to post them on the internet. Link me. However, modifying your body is not a surefire way to feel more attractive. Does it help some people? Yes. Some people, they look at their body and they say, this isn't the body I was meant to have. I was meant to be a scaly reptilian beast with a split tongue and filed teeth. And so they do that, and then they're happy. Other people, they're born with the wrong gender, and they grow up and they're miserable, and they say, I was given the wrong body, and I meant to be a woman, but I was given a man's body. Or I'm a man, and I was given a woman's body. And they modify their body to fix it. Other people, they're insecure about their weight, and they develop eating disorders because they have body dysphoria, where they constantly think that they're very fat even when they're not. And so, I think in this case, you should be looking less for a physical thing that you can do to change them, and more into the underlying reasons for your insecurities. Really look at your breasts. Why don't you like them? Why are you feeling insecure? Why don't you like who you are? Delve into these issues, and when you resolve the issues, the fears behind these insecurities, I think you'll find you like your breasts and yourself much more. Next question! Dear Legion, I'm sick of waiters asking me if Pepsi is fine when I obviously wanted Coke. What are we supposed to do to fix this issue once and for all? This is a hard one, because I like Coke, but in hell, we only have Mr. Pibb, and it's flat, because it's hell! This isn't Burger King, you don't get it your way. That said, you could petition your restaurant to carry Coke products, change distributors. You could stab your waiter in the genitals when they offer you Pepsi products. Or, and this is just me spitballing here, you could just find a restaurant that serves Coke products. There's a lot of them. It's everywhere. But I don't blame you for not trusting Pepsi. They they once had one of the largest navies of any organization in the world, even larger than many world governments, because Russia owed them a bunch of money for Pepsi, and just gave them submarines and battleships to pay them off. It was insane. Pepsi had a militarized navy. Next question. Dear Legion, recently I've had a lot of free time on my hands, and I'm running out of ideas on what to do with it all. What are some things you do to help time go by? Well, I like to stay pretty busy. Being a Lord of Hell means having a full schedule. Being a Lord of Hell also means never having to say you're sorry. But, find artistic pursuits. Get into photography. Make music. Paint. Draw. Customize clothing. Steal candy from children. Torment the deserving. Punish the wicked. Just find a hobby. Binge watch something on Netflix. Get a fish. Or a dog. Perhaps even a bird. Care for the bird. Teach it to speak. Then one day surprise it and prepare it as a lavish meal for yourself. It depends on the person. Maybe, start a new series of books. Find a graphic novel with a lot of issues, and just dive right in. Maybe one with a lot of spin-offs, like Fables. Start riding a bike. Or rollerblading. Rollerblading is very popular in hell. It drives me insane. They're always in traffic, doing the hustle at red lights. Just want to run them all down. Damn you, fruit booters! But I think it's important to have hobbies. And, maybe if your hobbies are already there and you still find yourself with an abundance of free time, try online dating. It's worked out well for me. I'm on the grinder. I've met a lot of nice fellows. Or maybe find a second job. Do volunteer work. Food Not Bombs is a great program. Volunteer at a soup kitchen or a homeless shelter. Just something other than just whiling away your days staring into space, plotting the demise of your enemies. Because, in the end, it leaves you feeling empty and hollow. But don't forget to include self-care. Make sure you shower, eat 3 meals a day, or at least 2. I'm not a breakfast person. Do laundry, wear clean clothes, put some effort into your appearance. There's many ways you can make the time go by, but really in the end, the choice is up to you. Now, we have a few minutes left. This went a lot faster than I expected. We didn't have as many questions as I would have hoped. So if anyone in the chat would like to ask something, please do so now, or forever hold your peace. No questions? No one has any questions at all? You're all holding your peace? Forever? Okay then! That concludes the premiere episode of Twitch After Dark with me, Legion. Tune in to future episodes where we will continue to take questions from the audience. We will take callers over Skype or something of that nature and answer questions from the audience on the Twitch chat. And yes, Smoothwood, thank you for tuning in and for your question. To answer your new question, Yes, Gandhi is down here. He was a pacifist, but he was also a piece of shit. Do a quick Google search. You'll find all sorts of awful things about Gandhi you never thought would be true. All sorts of things you didn't know. Gandhi was a dick. And that's why he's here. And it's peace with an E-A-C-E. But if you would like to hold your peace, be it a Glock 9 or the peace between your thighs, you are welcome to hold that as well. Thank you all for tuning in and watching the show. Thank you for asking. Tune in next time for more amazing questions and life advice from the only live advice column web show filmed directly in hell, Twitch After Dark, with me, Legion.